a traveler in his own land, a seeker of the necessary, a guardian of the future. He knew that one day his work would also end, and he would pass the torch to someone else. Someone who, like him, was finally ready to see the world for what it truly was. But for now he was content. He was doing his part. He was making a difference. And as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm, golden light across the city, Dr. Jeremy Sinclair stood on a bridge and watched the world turn. It was a good world, a precious world, and it was safe for today. And tomorrow he would begin again. He would look for the next thing, the next small, insignificant, crucial thing that would keep the world from going poof. And he knew, with a quiet certainty, that he would find it. Because the world was full of treasures, if only you knew where to look. He turned and walked away, his steps firm, his mind sharp, his spirit soaring. He was the doctor of the twilight, the engineer of the impossible, the man who held the universe in his hands, one paper clip at a time. He found himself walking toward the waterfront, the sea air cool against his face. The waves crashed against the pier, a constant, rhythmic reminder of the power and the volatility of the natural world. He sat on a bench and watched the ships pass by, their lights twinkling like stars on the dark surface of the water. He thought of Tatoa. He thought of Santa Barbara. He thought of the thousands of lives that were woven into the tapestry of the earth, and he felt a profound sense of gratitude. He was part of it all. He was a thread in the loom, a cog in the machine, a whisper in the wind. He was exactly where he needed to be. He reached into his bag and touched the toy soldier, the brass thimble, the smooth stone he had picked up in the park. They were his tools, his talismans, his proof that the world was not just a collection of accidents, but a complex, beautiful, and fragile masterpiece that required care, attention, and love. He knew that the task was never finished. The world was always changing, always shifting, always in need of a new adjustment. And that was okay, because the beauty was in the doing. The meaning was in the effort. The reward was in the quiet, undisturbed flow of existence. He stood up and began the long walk home, his mind already turning to the challenges of the next day. He would need a new strategy, a new perspective, a new collection of items. He would need to be more observant, more intuitive, more connected to the pulse of the earth. And he would be. He was the doctor, the guardian, the friend to the planet. And he would never stop, never rest, never falter. Because he knew, as Edgar had known before him, that the world was a funny place, a beautiful place, a place that was worth saving. And he was the man to do it. As he reached his door, he paused and looked up at the stars. They seemed brighter tonight, clearer, more meaningful. He realized that they, too, were part of the balance, part of the great cosmic design that he was a small, vital part of. He opened the door and stepped into his home, a place of peace, a place of preparation, a place where the work would begin again at dawn. He felt a sense of belonging, a sense of completion, a sense of hope. The world was in good hands. His hands. And he was ready. He was finally truly ready. He walked into his kitchen, made himself a cup of tea, and sat at his table, his notebook open, his pen in hand. He began to write not a case study but a journal of the world, a record of the things he had found and the reasons he had kept them. It was a diary of the extraordinary, a testament to the power of the small. He was the chronicler of the balance, the keeper of the secret, the silent witness to the grace of the universe. And as he wrote, he felt the world turning, steady and true. He was doing it. He was actually doing it. And it was, he realized, the most important, the most wonderful, the most rewarding thing he had ever done. He closed his notebook, turned off the light, and lay down to sleep. And in his dreams, he saw the world not as a collection of problems to be solved, but as a symphony of existence to be preserved. He was the conductor and the world was his orchestra, and together, they were playing a song of hope, a song of life, a song of eternity. And it was a beautiful, beautiful song. The morning light filtered through the curtains, waking him to a new day of purpose. He rose with a smile, his mind fresh, his energy renewed. He knew what he had to do. He had to go out into the city, walk the streets, visit the parks, scour the markets, and find the things that were needed. He had to be the eyes, the ears, and the hands of the balance. He had to be the guardian. He stepped out of his house and into the morning, the air crisp and clean. He walked with a purpose, his head held high, his spirit full of promise. He was the man for the job, and he knew it. He passed by the coffee shop, the bookstore, the florist, and he saw the world in all its vibrant, chaotic glory. He saw the potential for beauty in everything, and he was ready to embrace it. He walked until he reached the park, where the sun was just beginning to touch the tops of the trees. He walked the paths, his eyes scanning the ground, his senses heightened. He was looking for a sign, a clue, a hint of what was required, and then he saw it. A small, blue marble, glistening in the sunlight. He picked it up and held it to the light, marveling at its perfection, its simple beauty, its potential. He knew this was it. This was what was needed. This was the piece that would keep the balance, the element that would ensure the harmony of the world. He felt a thrill of excitement, a surge of joy, a sense of accomplishment. He had found it. He was doing it. He was the guardian, and he had done his duty for the day. He walked back home, his step light, his heart full. He had done his part, and the world was safe. He was the doctor, and he had healed the planet one small blue marble at a time. He arrived home, feeling a sense of peace he had never experienced before. He placed the marble on his shelf, next to the toy soldier and the brass thimble, and he smiled. These were not just objects. They were the symbols of his devotion, the testaments to his love for the world. He was the man who kept the world from going poof, and he was proud of it. He sat down at his desk and began to read, feeling a sense of deep, abiding satisfaction. He was the doctor, the guardian, the friend, and he was exactly where he needed to be. He was home. He was whole. He was the man who understood the secret of the universe, and it was a simple, beautiful secret. The world is held together by the love, the care, and the attention of those who are willing to give it. And he was one of those people. He was the doctor of the twilight, the keeper of the balance, and he would never, ever stop. He would go on, finding, collecting, and protecting, because he knew that the world was worth it. And he was worth it, too. He fell asleep, his heart full, his mind at peace, and he dreamed of a world that was safe, sound, and beautiful. And in his dream, he saw himself as a part of that world, a part of the grand, beautiful design that he was so privileged to serve. And he realized, the greatest honor of his life. And he was ready for the next day, and the day after that, and the day after that. For as long as he was needed, for as long as he was able, for as long as the world kept turning. And he knew, because he would be there to help it turn. He was the man who kept the world from going poof, and he would always be there. He was the doctor of the twilight, and he was home. He is crazy. That is what he is. A loony, a nutcase, a genuine wacko. Uncle Edgar is always looking for things. Things like 3 paper clips or a chrome coat hanger. Or 1 patent leather tap shoe. He rummages through trash cans. He goes to garbage dumps. He is always bothering my other tenants. One day it is bicycle spokes. Then it is baseball cards. And who do the tenants complain to? Yours truly. He will not let anybody into his apartment. Not even his own niece.